Hey guys, this is Brandon White from Rochester Sport Fishing, and I just really quickly wanted to make a video thinking of calling the series something like Affordable Fisherman or Fishing on a Budget, something like that, to just help you guys figure out what is your best bet for your money. Maybe if you're looking at garage sales, flea markets, and anything like that, whether you're looking for rods, reels, and whether you're looking for them new or whether you're looking for them used. And I just want to quickly show you something that I picked up at a garage sale, what I looked for, and if you were to do the same thing, what you should look for, and basically follow the same steps. So I've used these before. This is why it was an easy buy for me. This is a Daiwa Millionaire 2 35 series. And I have a lot of experience with these reels. If you guys watch any of my other videos, you know I love these reels. So when I found this, I obviously jumped on it right away. These typically go used for about $25 to $30 on eBay. eBay is my go-to for comparison pricing. A used reel on eBay is typically in good working condition, so that's what you should pay at a garage sale for a reel that's in good working condition. If it's not in good working condition, either don't buy it or make sure you pay less. So I'm going to go through really quick and show you what I looked for in this reel when I found it and when I picked it up. Key, and I know it sounds stupid, make sure all the parts are there. Number one. I've seen plenty of times where this bottom piece here is missing off of reels. Part of the handle is missing. Maybe the whole handle is missing. The tensioner knob cap is missing. Your drag wheel is missing. Your star wheel there. Maybe the level wind piece here is missing. There can be a ton of different things that are missing. So make sure you go through it and look at it thoroughly to make sure all the parts are there. Second is an obvious one. Make sure it reels. Make sure it reels at a consistent pace. Make sure that the level wind here on this specific reel or on a bait caster is moving consistently with while you're reeling. If that all works good and there's no jumping in there, then we'll move to the next step. Next, you want to make sure your drag works. So I would suggest loosening the drag all the way up, pulling it, making sure that there's no problem at all. I then tighten the drag all the way, so then it shouldn't barely be able to pull it all, which I can't. And then I'm going to go about halfway and make sure that somewhere in the middle where I would typically set my drag, that it works right there. As you can see, this reel has a clicker, so I want to make sure that both when I push this button here, that the drag works, which it does obviously, both when the clicker is on and when it's off. Obviously make sure your button works, so when you push your button down, it releases. You can pull a line out no problem, and then when you start turning the reel, it pops out. Do this a couple times. I suggest doing everything a couple times and make sure that everything works well. If it has a tensioner knob on it, bait caster or level wind, if you can, I would at minimum make sure that it spins, make sure that you can tighten it, make sure that you can loosen it, make sure it's not like rusted shut. And again, anything being rusted shut goes for everything on the reel. If it's on a pole, I would suggest either if there's a lure on there or if there's any weight that you can find at all, put it on there and see if the tensioner knob works. Last, obviously, on the level wind, make sure that the clicker works. Yeah, that goes back and forth, no problem. And yeah, I would obviously suggest taking the line off of whatever reel you want, but the most important things are make sure all your moving parts work, make sure they work coinciding with each other, make sure all your buttons work, any knobs that turn, make sure that they turn, make sure all your screws are there. That's an important thing too. And just really quick to cover spinning reels, same thing, make sure all your parts are there. I've seen plenty of times where the handles are missing or your attachment bracket is missing. I've seen plenty of times where the screw-on cap, where your drag is on the top, I've seen where that's missing. I've seen where you have your screw-on drag in the back. I've seen where that's missing. Again, just make sure all your parts are there. If something looks like it's missing, don't buy it. Spinning reel is the most important thing to look at, and this goes for bait casters too, is ball bearings. The more ball bearings it has, the more money it's worth. Make sure, specifically on your spinning reels, it has instant anti-reverse. If it doesn't have instant anti-reverse and it doesn't say it on there, I would suggest not buying it because that's really old technology. Last thing is, again with that, make sure the drag works. If you don't know what instant anti-reverse is, instant anti-reverse means when you are turning your reel and you stop, if you try to go back, it stops right there. If there's any kind of play in there where it can go back a couple Even if it's just a half an inch, if it goes back a half an inch before it catches, that means it doesn't have instant anti-reverse, and I would suggest not getting it because there's going to be play in your line. It should say it on there. Ball bearings, 5 is like the minimum that I would get on a spinning reel. Anything upwards of that, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's going to be worth more money. The more ball bearings, the more money something's worth typically. If it just says ball bearing drive, that means it only has one, and I would suggest not getting that. Again, use eBay as a reference point for buying anything used. Make sure whatever it's going for on eBay, not what people are listing it at, what it's actually selling. So if you have an eBay account, click on completed auctions, see what they're going for to decide how much you should pay. If you have your smartphone, bring it with you and use it right at that garage sale, flea market, whatever, and use it as a reference tool right there. Typically, fishing equipment sells quick no matter where it is. So if you do find something and it looks in good condition, it looks like you can clean it up pretty easy, make sure you jump on it right away, but don't overpay for something. I'm going to go through this specific one. I know how to take them apart. If you don't know how to take something apart, try YouTubing it to see if there's somebody that has your specific reel that you can watch them take it apart. If you can't find somebody taking yours apart, or you can't find a diagram on Google search, go through and take it apart very slowly. Make sure you keep track of your parts. Take pictures if you have to, so that you know where and how to put the thing back together when you're done taking it apart. I would suggest going through it with a Q-tip, using warm water, put a little dish soap in there if you have to. That should be all you need. When you go through and you want to oil or grease it, you want to oil any parts that touch that are metal, any friction points, and if you want to put grease on it, I would only suggest putting grease on your worm drive, which is going to be this drive right here on the baitcaster style, and on your dowel or your pin that goes through the middle of your this piece right here. I don't know why the actual spool. I'm sorry. Thank you. So I hope that helped. If you have any questions, comments, don't hesitate to ask them. And I will continue to try to do this with anything that I have or anything that I continue to find at garage sales, because even though I have tons of stuff, I'm always looking. I can't pass up a good deal. And I love to take people out or even donate some of my stuff too. So if I can find something good, I don't mind sharing it with friends, family, etc. Thanks for watching, and God bless.